Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's start with this tarot reading that it's a really interesting one in the sense that actually a subscriber was the one that actually commented on this topic and that it would be a good idea to do it, especially because I had like in a lot of my readings when I address like female idols, I realized that there's always this one card that comes out that it's about defending yourself. It's about being on the defensive all the time. So I think that it has to do with the female energy or the female condition of being part of this industry. So this actually, the person that commented this suggested the idea of doing this reading to see what kind of struggles they do have or when it comes to this job. And I was thinking more of doing it for the both sides because females and males, they both go through the same pressure. um, but I wanted to do it from this energetic kind of reading, because um, I'm very realistic when it comes to this. Like, um, being a K-pop idol is not the only profession in the world that has a lot of pressure. Um, and I believe that, yes, their training is really harsh, but there are other activities and there are other workers in the world that experience and deal with the stress in a daily basis. So let's not use this interpretation as a way of being like trying to put them as a victim of their situations or of their circumstances. Let's just talk about the energetic aspects and the different experiences for both male and female, how they view this experience for them, and what energetically what is required from them to actually achieve this this position they're in, and the fame also. I think that yes, we have seen unfortunate events happening to idols in the past. But like I said, there are a lot of people in this world that will go through hardships. But since we are talking about K-pop, let's talk a bit about the energetic aspect of this profession that they have, so we can learn a bit about what they go through or about what they have to put in this work besides of the physical aspect. I think that is, for me, it's really nice to do this kind of readings, to go deep and actually to try to understand, but not in a way of being logical or being intellectual about, oh, I want to know something specific about their struggles. No, it's more about to learn about the nature of their work and the effort that they put. That maybe some people is like they don't see the amount of work that these young men and females do in order to achieve the perfection that sometimes we see on a stage. So we wouldn't be so easy to judge someone's for maybe for lacking an aspect, or maybe for being like criticizing very loosely about someone's performance when we don't know what's going on backstage. So it's all about learning here. It's all about receiving the information, yes, but also to be empathic, to be human toward these other humans that happen to be idols. So I'm using the deck of the Oracle of the Chakras because since this is an energetic reading, I wanted to use this is a very special deck. So let's start with the left. The left side is dedicated to the female idols. So in the case of the female idols, we have the card of perfection, uh, being stuck, stagnation. I believe it is the right word in English. It's like the action of being stuck, and perfection. So I wanted to talk to you a bit about the colors of these cards because, as you can see, in the female idol side, we have a lot of red, we have an orange, and then we have green. And these colors are about the colors of the chakras. So for example, these are chakras, at least the two of them up are about like this instinct side of ourselves, instinct side of our energy, that actually it talks about our capacity to achieve our goals, our energy, our inner fire, the motivation, like and our energy, how much energy we put into action to accomplish things. And then the last one that is green. Green, it's about the heart chakra. It's about the chakra of the heart. So let's talk a bit about this. Just starting with the first card that it talks about perfection. Obviously, I have to say that when it comes to a female idol, perfection it's a must. It's like you have to be perfect, like in every aspect, especially when it comes to probably manifesting, like when it comes to actions. They are very harsh when it comes to actually female try to be uh, very perfect looking, like. And I think that every little move that they do has to come out perfect. And I think that this also means about repressing, for example, a lot of things about being a female. For example, because I see so much red in here, and I'm talking about, I know it's not a pleasant subject, but for example, the women's cycle, for example, menstrual cycle, to be on your period, in that moment, a very sensitive of being a female each one time at the month. It's like they pretend for you to hold those experiences in, and not to show any signs that you are maybe being a bit emotional, or that you are feeling uncomfortable because of what your body is going through, when it comes to hormones and stuff. So it's like you have to be perfect, and you have to act like you are always immaculated, like you are always perfect, that there's not a part of you that is not congruent, that you have to play your part very perfectly. And that there's no and that, for example, when it comes to physical appearance, or when it comes to actually, like, for example, I don't know, like your skin, your weight, it's like all, it's about perfection. And it's about you, um actually I see it more like you have to repress being emotional, because you know that we female go through cycles in our period where we feel more emotional sometimes than others, where here it's like you have to suppress that experience, and you have to try to not let it see that not even your teammates have to know that you are in this state. So that causes you to feel your energy get stuck, because we female, we go through this period, we go through the menstruation, we go through this period in our bodies, because we are cycles, and our energy, it's all about renewing itself. So you need to release something of that energy and of that, uh, because our job is to reproduce. So it's like it's not our job, actually it's the body that does it, and we decide what we do with it later. But it's like a normal process, and also it's like a process that for some female are very regular, and for some it's very, they definitely do suffer a lot when it comes to actually the symptoms. Some female definitely, they have symptoms like fever, like cramps, like, and it's really painful for some. But I have the feeling that here is like you don't have to show that you are in pain. You have to show yourself perfect, and you cannot complain. You cannot complain about it. You have to hide it the best way possible. So I think that what it does is that this energy that is also talks about this creative process of our own body is being stuck because of this, actually, of this necessity of you trying to do your part right, or trying to do your job the best way possible. And we're not machines. Actually, we are people, and we female, we have our moments of vulnerability. We have our moments of feeling like we are in pain, or that there are a lot of ups and downs in our emotions that are caused because of our cycle, uh, periods and stuff. So we are complex human. We are not like always the same. So I think uh, that what they ask of these females is really unfair. And actually, I think that this repressing of these symptoms could also lead to some depression, or some um, other kinds of condition, because it's like you're repressing a part of yourself, which is not healthy, especially mentally, because you are like, okay, I'm in my head. I'm trying to stay as professional as possible, and actually, I'm not feeling like that in my body, because I'm feeling all my emotions like wanted to scream and run away. We can get really sensitive also, so I think that it has to do with that. And the other card is perception. So it's also this about perception. It's like you have to put your heart in the game, in the sense that you have to be almost psychic, in the sense that you have to use your perception, but to be uh, the best idol possible. To use your perception, but to use it in order for you to become more popular, maybe, or to be better at your position. So it's not about you actually showing your feelings, or actually talking about what you perceive or what you see, or connecting with your heart chakra. It's more about you perceiving what the audience wants from you, and acting accordingly to that. So I think that with the other card that I took from the Oracle of the Healing Yourself cards, I place it next to perception. That the card that came out is wild. So yes, I think that it has to do with the period. It has to do with the. I'm sorry if there are males um that are watching the video, but this is very intimate, and this has to do with being a female. That I think that this, especially this oracle that says, that talks about savage, about the savage, it's about, yes, about releasing the wild woman inside of you. Like, you don't have to be perfect. Like it's impossible to always look so flawless, and to always look so, put together, and to always look so rational, because we do go through like ups and downs, and we are emotional beings. So um and I see this savage, picture here, with the female dressing in red. So I understand that this is the energy. This is why there's so much red in here, because it talks about our cycles, and it talks about that we have blood in our veins, that we are alive, that we are no machine, and that probably repressing our emotions and our wild desires, probably, and our passions, and maybe our lust even, is the hardship, maybe the harder part of being a female in the K-pop scene. So I think that this is what I get from the female, and that also about this savage oracle. I believe that this also talks about self-expression. I believe that maybe females are not allowed to show that savage side of themselves, because it's not considered uh, ethical. It's like you are not supposed to be in, in in tune with your sexuality. For example, you are not supposed to be, yes, you have to be attractive, but you don't have to show yourself like you are like too willing to maybe being sexual or having desires of your own. So I think that there's also like this stagnation, or there's this like you're not allowed to show your desires or your passion, because you are considered like you are not pure or you are not perfect enough. It's like you have to do it for the cameras or you have to do it for a concept, but when it comes to your true desires, you cannot display them freely, because it's not well received, and actually it leads to a lot of criticism. So let's go um, with the cards for the female, I'm sorry, for the male idols. And when it comes to their energies, they got illumination, dissipation, and acceptance. Um, So, yes, I think that what they want for a male idol is that they want the male idol, because I see a lot of yellow here and a lot of yellowish. So, they definitely want the idol to feel proud about themselves and actually to feel like they are the chosen ones. Like you definitely were chosen because you shine, or at least this is, or you have the potential to shine. So I think that they definitely have these talks, or maybe they have these like coaching lessons, or they are always like the managers or everything around them always like praise them about being like very blessed, or actually, oh yes, you're very good looking, oh yes, you're perfect, oh yes, you can do everything right. So there's like uh this like they constantly feed themselves, or so much like bright, in the good days, of course, of so much bright feedback and positive feedback, that they are like they almost buy it. They are like, oh okay, they say that I'm the best, or they say that I'm the chosen one, so I must be. Especially I think that they do this because in the card of the illumination, I can see like this guru shining and these small children like coming out near him. So I think that, I'm sorry, small child. I think that definitely do this with the Magnus of the group, because since they are the youngest, they don't have a lot of life experiences. So it's like they are their maximum project. I mean, they are like, they want to make them like this superhuman kind of, they want to give them this image that they are good at everything, and that they always know what's right, and that they are always the ones that get all the things done, and that all the challenges they just overcome it. And so they lift their egos so much that it's really hard for them when they actually face reality, because then eventually they see that they are not that special, actually, that there are others, Magnus, in other groups, or maybe that there are other idols in other groups that actually are doing better. Um, so but there's like this guilt game also, because they are like, oh yes, we gave you so much, we thought you were special, we gave you everything you wanted, we took care of you, and now you're not giving your best. Like, what's going on? You have to give your best because you are the magnet of the group. There's like this golden child, like that many people might find it like, oh yes, like supporting this role, like being like, yes, he's the best, he is good at everything. But you don't know that you're putting a label on that person, and you're also putting a weight on that person to always trying to be the best, and actually being really fearful of what happens if one day I am not the best, or what happens the day that I cannot shine anymore, because we always talk about this is a business and the competition is really high. So, one day you're on the top and the other day you may be the worst of all, because entertainment industry is like this. And the other is the dissipation card that is also yellow. And the dissipation card talks about actually, like, it's like, I don't know why, but they tend to give the male idols these moments of distraction. Like, for example, they take them, I don't know, to go bowling, or they take them to do fun activities, or they just let them play games, or they just like uh try to entertain them, with visual things, like, oh, let's go, I will take you to this park, or we will go out to this place and you will have fun. And while you're doing so, we are like trying to build a bubble around you, so you don't know what's going on, so you still are still in this state of you are perfect, or you are the best. So there's this part of the dissipation. It talks about the dissipation of the sense of reality, that they sometimes are surrounded by all these people, and they are surrounded by this way of living, and they are not allowed to go out, because because they make them believe that everything inside that bubble is safe, and outside there are very malicious things or people, so it's like, yes, we take care of you, but at the same time we isolate you from, so you cannot compare your experiences to others. But actually a male idol eventually does it, because they have thoughts of their own, and they are also curious, it's in their nature, and they grow up or they mature, and sometimes they can, like, I don't know, especially the ones that maybe are more interested into reading books, or actually like studying something, or having a hobby that allows them to get out of the superficial activities, because I think that what they do with the it can be with the magnets also, it's like almost like giving too much candy to a child. It's like you are their favorite uncle, because you provide them the good stuff, the fun stuff, and at the same time you are like making them addict to this fun lifestyle, to, oh, everything is fun here, yes, we're living the best life. And actually it's not that way. But I think that maybe the males, the male idols that are a bit more observers, and they are observant, and that they are a bit more insightful, they are able to see through all that facade, and to see that, yes, there's a kind of, like they are trying to trick me into something, or they are trying to trick me into believing that they know best for me, but actually they are using me, or they are using my popularity or the potential that they see in me. And they see a lot of potential in the younger, because it's like they think that probably the younger is going to be the one that is going to gain more popularity for the group, or probably if they go to the military, the youngest is going to be the one that is going to live at the last place, so they want to like promote more that one. And they also have the youngest fans as well, and some nunas also. So and the other card is acceptance. So yes, this card of acceptance, it's like, it's really sad, because actually what they have to go through is the kind of that they are not blind to their circumstances, they are not blind of these kind of manipulation games that they're in, but there's a kind of uh there's an acceptance to their circumstances. They are like, I'm doing whatever I have to do in order to be the best at this job. So there's this kind of a bit of not being resistant or not being angry about the situation. It's like, yes, there could be moments where they do feel the frustration of always trying to be perfect, or maybe actually they feel it whenever they feel like they are not free enough to maybe go out and do things on their own with people that, family or friends that are not related to the work. They sometimes want to set themselves free, but here with the acceptance card, it means that they are very rational also about the downside of this job. It's like I said, there's always something about a profession or something that you have to give in, or that you have to sacrifice in order to be famous, or in order to stay relevant in the industry. So if you are not able to accept it, then maybe it's not the job for you and you can leave. But I think that for a lot of male idols, leaving or quitting is not an option because it's their job and it's what they were trained to do. So there's no like, they feel like there's nothing to feel sorry about this. Like, yes, there are people that had suffered from a lot of stress, and they have suffered when it comes to actually their own personal demons, or their own personal illnesses, but they do not blame it entirely to the industry. They are very rational in that sense. They know that sometimes they are being lied to, but they are actually not. They are not uh, totally against it, because they feel like they are doing their job, and that this is what they sign up for, and this is where they put all their energy into, just like they would do um, in other jobs, for example. So, and the last card that came out for the healing yourself oracle is the card of the patience. So if you see the card of the patience, there's this blonde woman that she is dressing in white, and she's sitting really patiently. So yes, they do experience patience. Sorry, you see the difference between uh, the other card, the Savage card, that the female is dressed in red, and this patience card, the female is dressed in white. So I believe that for males, at least male idols, it's all about being patient, and it's all about knowing when the time is right, and knowing that if they want to set themselves free, they can do it. But and if they are not comfortable with what they are going through, they can quit, or they can wait for better moments to come. But I think that they believe that patience is the key, especially because, like I said, and like I seen in others readings, that sometimes they do work because they support their families. Also, female idols can do it too. It's not that the male idols are the only ones that are the ones that bring the money to their, or bring financial stability to their families. But in the case of the idols, I believe that there's something about their pride, and there's something about actually then feeling like this fame that they have, or this experience that they have as idols, it's a kind of way to bring some kind of recognition, or some kind of pride to their family. So I think that they definitely see the need to stay patient, and to stay um, grounded, because they don't want to be a disgrace for the family. So I don't know what that means, but I think that they definitely feel like they will move on from this experience when the time is right, but that they have to be patient, because they it's something, there's something about their honor, there's something about them trying to give their best image. So they definitely feel like if there's some lies, or there's some deception in this industry towards them, that eventually things will like the wheel will turn, and they will, if they are patient enough, they will see these people that are mean to them, or that are not very ethical. They will see the results of their actions. So I feel like they just wait patiently, or maybe they just, some of them, they just wait patiently for their fame to be over, actually, or their fame to decrease a bit, to be like, okay, yes, now I'm really like, I'm working nonstop, but I know that maybe 3 years from now I will eventually go home, because I will not be as active as I am today. So I believe that they're trying to be really practical about it. So they're not being really emotional. I believe that there's a sense, since the card of the acceptance is here, there's this sense of like, okay, it is what it is. It's a job. Like there's no emotions involved in this side, from the male side, which it's really admiring, because I see so much emotions in the female side, and I totally understand, because I'm a female myself. But we also have to take into consideration the male. I think that the males also feel this weight of being the head of the family, and like being the, maybe the eldest son, or being the most, like being the pride of their parents, being the, bringing pride to their family names, or something like that, or maybe trying to build like a legacy where they can like support their families with their the constant fame what that they are gaining right now. So I think that these are two sides totally different, but they do make sense about their experience. So this is all I have for this interpretation, guys. If you like it and you enjoyed it, or if you would like to give me some kind of feedback, always stay respectful, because I do put a lot of my own energy and a lot of effort into doing the videos. I know that uh, there are going to be people that are not really, do not believe in tarot, or maybe do not resonate with my message, and that's all right. But let's stay positive, and let's it's okay to not be always like in the same page. Maybe you can have a different opinion, but let's always stay respectful to each other, because we do have, like I always say, we do always have a choice. So if you don't like my content, you can watch something else somewhere else, or not watch anything at all. So thank you so much for being here. To the ones that are really bringing the best energy to my work, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.